My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here. Today is July 20th, 2023. It is 2:40 a.m. Before I start, this is my usual thing now, is to show you the background. Okay, 2,999 subscribers. Okay, my subscriber numbers is going up, but for some reason my estimate revenue still stuck around the 300. Okay, and I had 2 videos yesterday. This is the second video, and I need to do a thumbnails for it. I have about 800 views. The first one, let's go into content, had about 1,000 plus views. This one here, 1,383 views. Okay, and there's 52 comments, which means people are watching and we are discussing the topic that was in the video. So these are not bots. All right, so my analytic, okay, just to show you for record purposes. I keep on forgetting to say this at the beginning of my video. I have a Patreon account. If you want to support me, please go there. The link is in the description and support me. And if you want to donate to my account, there's PayPal and Cash App. You could donate through there. Alright, so I need to start saying this at the beginning of my videos. Alright, so now let's go on Twitter. Today's video, it's like a continuation where I left off after I last recorded. Yesterday, after I finished recorded, I went on Twitter, and I had to show this because they deleted the tweet. Okay, page 6. Page 6 had tweeted that this particular article, rumors swirl, there's trouble in paradise for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Now, right underneath it, this is Nacho Figueroas, right? Harry's friend, and there he is responded and says BS. And I think I put that on my community board for you. And then after that, people start talking about it, and I was like, you guys need to focus. The reason I think Nacho came and put a stop to it is for us to focus on Wootton. Okay, so we don't take this into, we start talking about page 6 and all the nonsense that they're talking, whatever the article said. Okay, so he put a stop to it right away for us to focus on what should be trending, which is Wootton. So now I had to show this tweet first because they deleted it, and I have some other tweets that I sort of bookmarked for you guys, and it made reference to this, and it's no longer there for me to share with you, so they didn't have the screenshot of it. They just retweet out without the screenshot. So this one is the screenshot, so you know what I'm talking about. So I have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, about 3 other tweets making reference to the page 6 thing here. Okay, so now let's focus on this. Missa now Nacho, their friends are fed up to be nice, laughing my ass off. I love this. All right, so there's me responding to that. Okay, there's me saying no, that's not it. They want the man of the hour, the one, the only, Mr. Wootton, get the dragging he deserved. Page 6 was the distraction. Nacho is pretty much saying, not this time. Focus on the alleged sex offender. Keep page 6 out. What I'm saying here, this picture here, and I said, let's look at what the Sun, because the Sun newspaper claimed that Wootton was in tears and apologized or whatever. So I took a screenshot of that particular video where he was making his announcement. Okay, it's at the 1 minute. Oh, actually, it didn't even start. Just right at the beginning of the video, and I said, let's look at what the Sun claims to be tears. Do you see any tears here? And then I said, we'll talk about page 6 next week. Alright, but this week, let's focus on him. He deserved the dragging because he was so happy to drag Harry and Meghan non-stop, you know, for 6 years, if not more. Okay, so let's go into this. There's like 44 comments. Let's see what other people have said. I love how Nacho stand up for his brother. Always. They act like married folks, don't have disagreement. Cheesh. Okay, they know nothing. That's the point. Alright, so there's me here. When I was reading this, I was like, you guys are not focus on what we should be focusing. And there's me coming here to put a stop to it and said, let's focus on Dan Wootton. This was a distraction. Okay, LOL. Page 6 have received Chuckle and Camillato's memo. Okay, damn. William must be terrified of Martin Brenning to leak this story. Yikes, what is coming? That Martin Brenning is a alias name that Dan Wootton, according allegedly to Byline's article, this is a name that he was using to as an alias, whatever, to do his predatory kind of behavior online. Okay, so he didn't use his real name. So now let's go to the next tweet. Okay, so this is making reference to the deleted tweet. Okay, so when I saw all the thing that I bookmarked, I don't see the tweet anymore. I was like, what's going on? So I had to arrange it like that. And there's Nacho's tweet still remain. There's him saying BS, and the tweet is gone. Okay, a brother is better than 1,000 friends. Thanks Nacho for being an amazing friend and brother to Prince Harry. Okay, look at Harry's brother from a different mother standing up for him and Meghan. Okay, tell them thank you. Repeating this lie doesn't make it true. These people are not journalists. Okay, Harry's brother ain't having it. No, shut it down. Yep, that's exactly that. Okay, the Sussex squad, no. Brotherly love. Gracias, Nacho. So many lies to pop up this ridiculous made-up story. An anonymous tipster said they had sold their home in Montecito, which will be the easiest thing to verify. I will. Thank you for this. Okay, so they read, whoever this person is, read that article. I didn't even bother reading it. Alright, next tweet. Again, making reference to the deleted tweet. Okay, Nacho shut it down. And then, you know, people was like, yeah, we need to focus on Dan Wootton. That was just the, how did I call it? Oh, what happened to this? The squirrel.
So that I may talk. Squirrel.
Okay. So there's other people tweet the article out. This is the thing. We should, when you tweet things out like this, you tweeting the article so people could click. So what the squad do, we usually take screenshot. When you take a screenshot, you don't click the article. People who view your tweet will not click on the article. Alright, so there's that here, and this is why we cannot see it, and that's why I share with you the very first tweet, because this one had the screenshot. We know you have your orders to distract from this, but it won't work. Alright, so that's the response to that. Maybe she, okay, I think I know what she did, because sometimes I do that too. I respond to the comment under the article, and then I retweet my tweet out of it, so people who follows me could see it. Okay, I am Martin Brenning. Alright, so that was it, just to show you some of the things that were making reference to that deleted tweet. Alright, next one. There it is again, deleted tweet. Okay, Rupert Murdoch's distraction through page 6 is not working. Prince of Pegging, Dan Wootton, Prince William's affair, Martin Brenning, there's Dan Wootton alias name again. This is the real news and scandal. Yep, they couldn't handle it. People were putting things. This is the real scandal. Alright, they're distracting people. There's that. A sad little man, that's from Harry's book. A sad little man, the newspaper's showbiz editor, was said to be the lead reporter on the story. Why him? Why, of all people, the showbiz guy? Because lately he's refashioning himself into some sort of quasi-royal correspondent, largely on the strength of his secret relationship with one particularly close friend of Willis Combs' secretary, who fed him trivial and mostly fake gossip. He was sure to get everything wrong, as he got everything wrong on his last big exclusive Tiara get. He was equally sure to cram his story into the paper as fast as possible because he was likely working in concert with the palace. Those courtiers were determined to get ahead of us and spend the story. Proceed, said little man. Proceed. Alright, so there's that here, making reference to said little man, which most of us think is that Dan Wootton. GB News star Dan Wootton unmasked and cash for sexual images catfish scandal. Alright, so this is the byline story about him. So the squad is saying this is the real story. Okay? There's that. Oh my god. All sort of thing on Twitter. Royal exclusive: Prince Harry's legal move over cash for briefing claims at The Sun the story Murdoch tried to bury. That was back in 2020. There's this here. You could pause and read that. Alright, so the article's deleted. So now let's see this. I think this make reference to it. I'm not 100% sure. My note, I didn't put any note next to it. Okay, so maybe not. Okay, so the tabloid gutter rats are continuing their hate campaign against Harry and Meghan because they believe have right to taxpayers' money, which, by the way, Harry and Meghan are self-funded. Has anyone seen anything from the day they fell on Dan Wootton exposed? Alright, so this is the squad is saying, okay, they're talking about Harry and Meghan, who is self-funded, is not taxpayers thing. So why are they still talking about him? So what happened to him? Why are they not talking about his story? Okay. They are trying to create a distraction by changing the conversation on social media. Apparently, our conversation about Dan Wootton on social media are putting pressure on the British tabloid media to report on Wootton. There's the laugh here. GB News star Dan Wootton said he is a victim of witch hunt over claim he offered cash for sexual images. Sun and Mail publishers looking into claim rejected by Dan Wootton as simply untrue. That video, I have it on. Actually, this video, it's there. I recorded 2 videos yesterday. This was the second one. The first one I scheduled it for, I'll tell you when. I scheduled that. There it is here, July 25th. Okay, 5 days from now. Okay, but that one is the second one. I made it public. It's shorter. Okay, it's this video in here. Karma always pay nicely. Scum attracts scum, definitely. You could almost smell the stench coming off those 2 demons. They then worked together at News of the World, which was shut down due to the phone hacking scandal. Piers Morgan seems uncomfortable with Wootton's arm on him. Wootton, the nasty, aggressive slapper, must be jailed for his brutal attack on this young man. I do hope that all his victims will come forward and seek justice for their hurt, suffering, and pain. Wootton should be in jail. Actually, not just him. All of those royal rats. Okay, I'm sure each one of them have their own nonsense. Look at the one he's taking picture with. Okay, phone hacking. They all have been doing their nonsense. Okay, that evil hate comes from that side. Self-funded from Harry's inheritance. No, he's self-funded now. Well, William is inheriting whatever his mom gave him too, but Harry is self-funded right now. The money that his mom gave him, it's his. It's his. He could do whatever he wants. Okay, from money generously given by other people to their charity. I mean, you forget about his book. His book just raised millions of dollars. My goodness, and he gave some away. Was it £300,000 to Well Child, and I think $1 million to Santa Bali, and some other charities? Is that what you mean? To quote the Spotify executive, effing grifters. I mean, this is, I need to black this one, but I need to read these. The Spotify executive was talking about his mother, and definitely not Harry and Meghan. Okay, hush your waste of air. I'm sure you love them with an expose. Let's black. Okay, let's go to the next tweet. Okay, so now we're getting into, I think, I didn't put a side note next to it. Media blackout. Okay, so they're not talking about Dan Wootton. Okay, media blackout of Dan Wootton accusation of rape and blackmail are interesting. In the first 24 hours after Hugh Edwards' story broke, there were 24 articles print across the UK most read newspapers, and contrast only 1 article about Dan Wootton exposed. Okay, there's this. Breaking media blackout on Wootton allegation. Research shows Edward. Okay. The newspaper review were the Times, the Telegraph, the Mirror, the Sun, the Guardian, and the Daily Mail. I wasn't aware he was so powerful. Maybe he has inside gossip on people at the top. Of course, of course. Yeah, this is, oh my God, there is no way. If I know I would not be able to survive in this infested kind of behavior, how come Meghan is? These people, they operate on blackmailing each other. Oh my God, I was right from the beginning when I started recording about the Sussexes on PYTE. And I was like, look at them at the party. There was a picture I was looking. I was like, they all know they're lying to each other, but they're buying it. This is exactly that. They all have some nonsense on each other. Okay, we must have a lot of compromising info on a lot of powerful people. Yep, I think so too. And I believe the same nonsense that's going on in the US. Okay, that's why we're seeing so many people behind you know who to run for president again. Because all those powerful people, they got them in compromised position. Or stories, whatever it may be. Like in the Maxwell Black Book and stuff like that. This is the same way they operate. Oh my Lord. Okay, Squirrel. Okay, that's a different language. Very British media. Will a protest in front of Met Police building create awareness? Archwell, baby. Okay, propaganda by omission. Standard fodder for the masses. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. Okay, so this one I bookmarked, but it started up here. Alright, so this is Mick White. Alright, I bookmarked this, but it started from here. Alright, so let's start from here. Okay, this stuff drives me insane. Okay, byline, as I know from working with them, is extremely legally cautious. Other publications are pretending they will have broken the story, but there is no way Press Gazette will break that story. Okay, so there's I guess this is something from Press Gazette who put it, and Nick Wright is saying there's no way they will break that story. Okay, at Press Gazette, we've been looking into the Wootton claims but acted cautiously because as a named person facing defamatory allegation, we had to give him time to write off reply and also properly kick the type of the story. That's not just because of the legal risk, but out of duty to do our best to get the story right, notwithstanding the fact that many social media critics have the attention span of a toddler. This is just nonsense. If they had it, how many people, if they know they have the sources, they have all the information, how many people will rush to bring this to light? Okay, so they don't. This is just nonsense. Okay, interesting story. I was actually mildly defamed by UKPG in 1999, and exactly the way they describe here. Another paper's editor in a rage about exclusive I wrote claimed to them I'd nicked it. No right of reply then. Okay, it's gone to a lot of honors. Is Wootton related to Murdoch or something? This is crazy level of protection. I think he's previously worked high up on the showbiz side of things at The Sun. Well, he's edited Bizarre, which is the equivalent of being a made guy in the Sun Mafia, but I suspect the omitter is about two things. One, as with the octopus, hacks don't write on their own. Two, there's still stuff to keep quiet about. Okay, fair to assume he's got a lot of footage of powerful people doing very embarrassing things. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Okay, my guess is that, this is the part that I bookmarked, my guess is that he's done something significantly worse than the very bad thing he's already been accused of, and this has been known about by his employers for some time. Just a guess mine. Alright, so that's that. Alright, I thought that was very interesting. That other thing was talking about it. Alright, next tweet. Yeah, these people operate on blackmailing other people. Alright, there's Roy Sutter. By going on air to deny allegation that he used bribery and tricks to obtain compromising sexual materials, then Wootton gave mainstream media a legal way into the story, with the BBC and ITV now reporting on his remark. They can cover at Byline Times' second report as a natural follow-up. Has the second part been released yet? I can't see it anywhere. Funny enough, yesterday, I don't know, after I did what I had to do, I was kind of tired. I wasn't really too much on Twitter. Each time I hop on and I saw something, I put it on my community board, and then I went back to sleep. Oh my Lord. So I don't know. They said, Byline said it was 3 part. and we saw the first part. I don't know if the second part came out yet. I don't know if it was yesterday Wednesday or next week Wednesday it's gonna come out. Okay, yeah, very interesting. Had he kept silent, the mainstream media will have done so too. But now that he's addressed it, they can get into the news. Okay, I have just followed Byline Time. Don't want to miss out on anything. Alright, they can, but will they? Okay, a house of cards will fall, definitely. I love when a sanctimonious, vile hypocrite does on go. I feel like I read this already. Okay, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, I think I read this already on my last video, so I bookmarked it twice. Next tweet. While I was editing earlier recording, and I realized, okay, before I start, new subscribers, welcome. I just hit 3,000 and right now it's 6:15, so I'm in the middle of editing my earlier recording, and I'm in the part where I forgot if Byline put the second part of the Wootton investigation, and because yesterday I wasn't really too much on Twitter, but I thought maybe I missed it, so I went to check, and this is what I found, and I want to insert this part into my recording. Okay, so there's this here. Thanks, this is Byline. Thanks for your responses. We are getting a lot of new information, which will take a bit more time to process, so bear with us a short while we investigate further. And this is why I think the first part of that investigation, I think they made it public because of some of the discussion that I was having with Make Right. If you saw my previous recording maybe 2 or 3 days ago, where I had this skepticism about the UK tabloid, and then Make Right came and responded to my comment under one of the squad's tweets and said no, he works for Byline and they take their time and all of this. If you saw my recording, you know what I'm talking about. So I truly believe, in my humble opinion, that first part was put out quickly because of the things that I said. Because my discussion was around this time, maybe 5 a.m. and then later on in the afternoon, it came out. And I think at least they had this part sort of ready, so they made it public, but I think they were going to take much longer before they put it out. But my discussion with Make Right, I think, sort of speed process it. And now there's more information that's coming out, so they're taking time to how do you call this, to investigate whatever it is information that they get. They have to verify them to make sure it's true, so they don't get called to court or be defamed. Okay, so let's continue. So Byline retweeted its tweet that was yesterday or 2 days before. The second part of Byline Times special 3-year investigation, and then Wootton will be published on Wednesday. Anyone with information can contact the newspaper confidentially by email. Okay, so this is their email. There's this here. Now this is the comments. Hope at Byline Time will be careful of dubious practices as used in USA to discredit and undermine investigation. So he put a link of another article from Washington Post. A woman approached the Post with dramatic and false tale. Okay, Jamie Phillip, who claimed to the Post that Moore impregnated her as a teenager, was seen on Monday walking into the headquarters of I don't know anything about that. So now there's Byline responding to this person who's saying just be careful with the information that you're getting, and Byline come and respond. First thing, we always check what are the chances we're being set up. Okay, good to hear. There's 3 comments under that. Let's go into it. Okay, good to hear, passable, but do not bow down to pressure. There's the squad responding, putting more in there. Excellent journalism. We all want them Wootton locked up. The squad are not holding back. More than Tom Watson did over Carl Beach. Okay, so let's go back out. Thank you for all your hard work. Keep bringing the truth to light. I'm telling you, way before all this came out, I used to tell you guys, this is the only trusted journalism that I support in the UK. And they are the one who's holding the UK by a string before the UK lose all of their rights. Okay, those who only listen to the propaganda and the flashy noises and all of that. But Byline, I think, is the only one who's holding, people accountable for their work. All right, so there's the squad with the GIF. This is gonna be good. Just bring us the tea. The way I have been refreshing all day. There's that. We are patiently waiting. There's the popcorn and the wine. Okay, a lot of response. Martin Benning must have been very busy over the last decade. I got time. That's the squad. Okay, for those saying drop the information anyway and then add additional onward, considering they may have found flaws in the info they were about to release. Due diligence is key. Byline don't want to end up like the Sun with you, Edward, and this one. Okay, so I don't know much about the Edward, because I only I stopped reporting about him since his wife came out and said trying to defend him or something. I'm reading this as more victims have come forward. Hope that any leads are followed up appropriately. I work in the abuse field for 20 years and was appalled at the statement on GB News last night. Such action could prejudice investigation by inferring to witnesses they will not be believed and prevent others speaking out. On my earlier recording, I came across a tweet where, it sounds very boring, but the information that was coming in from reading the tweet is that I think the Sun is asking, either its employees to come forward to speak with their lawyers if they ever come. It could easily be, okay, you have some information about them, Wootton, and then they could set you up to do some stuff for them, because this is the way these people operate. And that was my concern when I was reading the very first time I came across where one of the squad retweeted Mick White's tweet to contact Byline. At that time, I didn't know it was Byline, to contact the journalists for information regarding them. And that was my concern. So be careful, especially when this will not look good for them. So if, for instance, they find flaw into the Byline investigation, you know how they're going to run with it. They have the mouthpiece to speak to the top of their lungs on top of the rooftop to discredit Byline. So this is the thing that Byline is being very careful about, to make sure to cross the T's, put the dots wherever it's necessary, and double check over and over again. Because if there's one minor flaw, okay, just one, not, let's just say a minuscule of flaw into their investigation, you will know how they will discredit it. Just think about how they went with the bullying investigation, okay, with Meghan. They went to the rooftop screaming on top of their lung how Meghan is a bully and all of that.
It was definitely an intensely difficult working environment. People were in tears on a regular basis, as far as I can hear. And if you just hear what people were saying at the time, faced with the prospect of a difficult meeting with the Duchess, people said things like, I feel sick. Things like, I'm shaking, it's ridiculous. And if you just think about your own work environment, if you said that before an encounter with your boss, something's going very wrong, I think. Buckingham Palace has got some very serious questions to answer. 2.5 years ago, this advisor to the Duchess submitted these allegations in writing. They went to his boss, he passed them on to HR, and as far as we can tell, can't know for absolute certain, but as far as we can tell, nothing was done. They wanted to make the problem go away. It would be entirely wrong to characterise this as the War of the Windsors. This is not about Buckingham Palace as an institution fighting back against Harry and Meghan. This is about individuals who feel that their story, that the bullying they suffered has not been heard.
The allegations of bullying that Meghan faced in the workplace, in the royal workplace at the palace, somewhat complex, because We talk about allegations and accusations. We've heard the word bullying thrown around. In fact, even the palace put that on a press statement when they announced they were launching an internal investigation. What we haven't heard are any examples or anecdotes to back up these claims. And, you know, when we spoke to many of the sources that helped us throughout this book, people who are for and some who are even not particularly on the side of the Sussexes, no one was able to give any information that supported or backed up those claims of bullying. And when we dug into it even further, we found out that the individual who had made the claims of bullying in the workplace at the palace was sort of speaking on behalf of a few others in the workplace. This was a concerned boss. He was their private secretary to the couple and to William and Kate, who had written to the Human Resources Department to air his concerns over how staff were feeling. Now, what we detail in the book, and I've already gone into detail with in the past as well, was that two of these individuals, when they heard that that complaint was made, immediately went to their boss and asked for the information to be rescinded. They wanted to take back any allegations of bullying. So that leaves a few question marks over what these bullying allegations are. We've yet to hear actually what happened. No one's come forward with that information, and the palace say that the investigation continues. We may not hear anything until next year. I would imagine it's something that the couple would like to put behind them. I know that they were very supportive of an investigation going ahead because it helps them get to the bottom of the matter as well. But so far, there's very little evidence to back it up.
And then as soon as the result came, you don't hear a damn thing, and they put it private. This is the way these people operate. If it doesn't benefit them, you're not gonna hear a thing. But if it benefit them, they're gonna make the world know that how flawed Byline is. So I could understand why Byline is taking its time. Okay, so with that being said, I have a lot to edit already. Let's go back to the original recording. I just wanted to answer this part into it since I didn't find it. So that's it. Oh, I put it on my list twice. Okay, so there's this here. Okay, on Wootton. Okay, this is part of his video here. I think this is TikTok. So let's listen. On Wootton. Let's listen.
I have been the target of a smear campaign by nefarious players with an axe to grind.
Good morning, let's talk about Dan Wootton. Often when people are accused of things, credibly accused in this case, I believe, having seen a good deal of the evidence, they will start to say things like that there are dark forces against them, or that the establishment is out to destroy them. Now, the establishment definitely exists, and the establishment funds GB News. GB News is funded by a major hedge fund guy, Paul Marshall. Funny enough, one of his sons was in Mumford & Sons, but now is a right-wing influencer. So I would just say this. Obviously, the allegations about Dan Wootton, he denies firmly. He's done so on his TV channel, but I would be careful about riding out in defense of Dan, given the amount of evidence that it already is out and is likely to emerge about his behavior in the past and in more recent times. Cheers.
Okay, let's see some of the comment here. Love this clip, Mike. The length, pace, delivery, and writing are really crisp, useful, informative, and credible reporting on a legal sensitive subject. Mike's minutes, interjections, or point of order, if you like, could be a thing. Thanks. Oh, so that was him. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, thanks. I didn't write it. It was just off the top of the dome. Alright, I like how the caption have changed credibly to incredibly. Okay, yeah, I know this, but I was done by then and can't be asked to redo it. So that's it. Let's move on. Alright, so I was looking for things to share with you, and since it made address to Dan Wootton thing, and I added. Next tweet. Okay, so there's this here. This might be the most bad shit insane thing I've seen a Tory do. Andrea Jenkins, a senior Tory MP, coming out and declaring that Conservative Party has the back of someone currently being accused of multiple counts of sexual abuse. Innocent or not, what a gamble. Again, these are probably some people who they have information on them, so they have to send their dogs to come and protect them. Actually, this brings me back to the previous tweet, that TikTok video. Let me answer it here.
He's done so on his TV channel, but I would be careful about riding out in defense of Dan, given the amount of evidence that it already is out and is likely to emerge about his behavior in the past and in more recent times. Cheers.
Just look how they work on Harry and Meghan. When they start bashing on Harry and Meghan, those people just come out and just bash. And luckily enough, I remember there were some group of MPs who were totally against it. All right, sign a letter, made a public letter to the papers for them to stop. I remember that. But there are others when one of their own is in trouble, and if they have some bad shit about you, they hold that against you, and you better come out and support them. Okay, so this is the MP here. I'm not saying they have bad thing about her, but whatever, she's an adult, she could do whatever she wants. Okay, brave, heartfelt, and powerful speech by then Wootton. The left will stop at nothing to try to destroy those who have a different views. We have your back then. Oh my God, that's a very backing, support and backing. You and AGB News, are a light of common sense and the political cancel culture we all find ourselves facing. Keep going. Okay, there's a dark forces. There's GB News here. Those probably people who's donating to her campaign or her political thing. Okay, this is just my humble opinion here. That's the way I would say it, for someone to stand behind. I mean, we don't know the whole entire fact. For you to come out so early in the game like this, that's a very risky move. There are dark forces out to try and take this brilliant channel down, and that's because GB News is the biggest threat to the establishment in decades, and they will stop at nothing to destroy. So that's what he said in his video. Okay, it just means she has blackmail material against her. You see there, I didn't even read that. Okay, that's all that means. Yes. Okay, they're sending their people, you better come and protect me, say something nice about me, and at the same time it just shows who those people are. Okay, she is covering her ass. If I stand up for you, promise you won't show what I did. Exactly. Bingo. Okay, it's a tactic abuser and their gullible victims use to protect each other. My goodness. Okay, what the Gambo and did, considering byline time, have only published 1/3 of the investigation. There is more to come. Is it? That's what I'm saying. This is a huge risk, and I'm with this person right there. This is exactly what I think. Okay, did at Andrew Jenkins means keep going with the alleged sexual offenses. Okay, take a long hard look, femindom. This is a very clever optical illusion. If you look long enough, you'll see two clowns looking at each other. Alright, LOL, lawyers on the way, I guess. Alright, so let's look on the next tweet. The way these people operate. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. That's pretty much what this means to me. Alright, so I bookmarked this and it started here. Alright, so let's start from the top. OMG, Rupert Murdoch is paying off victims and making them sign NDAs. Operation Cover Up, then Wootton's crime, is in full swing. That is why they're directing their victim to go talk to the lawyers from The Sun only and not letting them talk to any journalist. Oh, I didn't know anything about that. News UK asked staff to contact its most senior lawyers if they have any information, promised that all information will be treated in confidence, offering counseling services to anyone affected, and asked employees not to talk to journalists. Okay, so this is the concern that I had when Nick Wright, if you look back and based on date, not when they were published, okay, because there's some videos that I made that or scheduled for later date, and there's some that I made public right away, like one of yesterday's video. So look on date. Today is the 20th, so could be on the 19th or the 18th video. In that video I had my concern with Nick Wright. One of the things that I put out when Mick Wright was saying for people to come and talk if they had any thing about then Wootton to go talk to the byline people, one of the things that I said was I don't trust those UK journalists. I would rather talk to the journalists outside the UK. Okay, so Mick Wright reaffirmed me that it's byline. Once I know it was byline, I was okay. Alright, because byline have done some major research and put some really tough articles out there that many people will not touch. So because of that, I gave my confidence and I apologized to him. So this is the thing here. Now the other side is trying to undermine byline with anything. If they find it, if they know the people who's writing it or who has stories on it, so they could squash it and probably threat you in some shape or form. This is like one of the comments said, this is like a mafia kind of thing. Okay, so let me go into this. She retweeted that as well. The Sun says they are hiring lawyers to investigate Dan Wootton. However, this article from earlier on says HR knew about Dan harassing younger male members of staff and protected him during investigation, including paying victims off and giving non-disclosure agreement cover up. I mean, if this is true, what kind of an employer is this? No employer will want to deal with this kind of headache. If you know this is going on within your establishment, most likely you'll be fired. So why are they paying people off and all of that? So what are they hiding? So either, then allegedly have something against the employer to do that for him, or I don't see any other reason why they will keep somebody like that. Because if that was any other businesses, they will let you go right away and they don't want to deal with you. But they're paying people off. So something is not right in this aspect as well. Allegedly. If it is true. Okay? Allegedly. Wow. Let's see this here. News UK hires lawyer to look at claims against former Sun columnist. Okay, then Wootton accused of offering Sun colleagues tens of thousands of pounds for sexual material. Yeah, they're trying to, and I don't think they're really looking into what Dan Wootton did. They're just trying to cover themselves up. That's all. The pontification. Okay, you could read this. The text look red in my eyes. Okay, pause and read. All right. That doesn't surprise me. The place is full of corruption and cover-ups, big time. Okay, I hope people get their own lawyers. That's what I think too. They are doing damage control, but we of course knew this is going to happen. No settlement, no sign of NDA, justice for all victims. Okay, this is the thing that Harry did. Okay, he didn't sign any NDAs, unlike his brothers who took the money, and then now he cannot sue, and he just had to suffer the consequences of whatever the paper said, and he can't sue. And if he does do something, and then the paper could call him to court, you signed this is the agreement we had. Oh my goodness, when you do these kind of things, you put yourself in a box. Okay, what a shame. Dan Wootton is a disgrace, period. He has been exposed and more will be coming. Okay, let's go back to the original. So now I'm back here. Operation cover up underway. That's exactly what it is. They're trying to find out. This is the thing that I was afraid of. Okay, when I said it better to speak with someone outside of the UK, but they are here. They're gonna give money. There's so many branches to that. They deprive people of things, a fair pay on whatever it may be, and then when it's time to get you, because now you don't have money, you'll take anything from them. Okay, to keep your mouth shut. Okay, seeing as Dan Wootton blackmail operation reaches well into Prince William's most sensitive areas, I bet the cover-up involved cash promotion, even threats to other powerless victims. Once again, Prince of Wales' loose bussy will prevent the victim from getting justice. Yeah, that's exactly that. Alright, so let's go to the next tweet. Dan Wootton exposed pleads for his mental health. The general belief is Dan Wootton exposed bully a woman to her death, bully other vulnerable women who now are no longer with us. He now devotes a segment of his show every night to bullying another woman. What about her mental health? Is that Caroline Flack? And is that Amy Winehouse? I remember when she passed. My oldest, I didn't have my second yet. My oldest, we went on vacation. And then on that vacation, when I got up and I look on my phone and they said she passed, and it hit me. And then the funny thing, the way it hit me is like, I didn't really listen to her music that much, but I was aware of her, but it hit me really bad in a weird way. So I don't know who this person is, and there's a question mark. Okay, Dan Wootton is guilty as charged. Dan Wootton is exposed. He is sexual predator, period. Now they all know about mental health. How did Dan Wootton school with the pitches? No, he didn't. Why is it that when these mainly men reporters who've denigrated and tormented women, they don't like to get found out for their hypocrisy, tend to plead to their mental health? What about the mental health and well-being of those women that have unfairly targeted? I mean, this is what this whole tweet is all about. Okay, now he's pleading for his mental health. What about these women? What about Meghan's mental health that he felt so okay to abuse whenever chance that he got? Okay, so this is sometime when I said they have to go through it in order for them to understand it. All right, so this is another example of that. Next tweet. Dan Wootton is no longer trending. Okay, so this is where the thing Dan Wootton distraction was starting to fade away during the week. So during the day, so the squad were coming out and said, hey, we need to keep it going. All right, Dan Wootton is no longer trending. We lost focus, guys. We got distracted. Chop chop chop. Let's get on the job once more. I don't want to tell what's trending now instead of sad little men, but it's not good for us. All right, so this one I cannot see. That's good. I'm gonna keep at him until I see action from law enforcement. This is right now. Then with an expose John Boyega, Portia, Bobby, and all of this. He is trending, don't worry. Byline is about to drop another report. Okay, once I come across that report, I will share it with you as well, because I did the first one. Then with an expose, that's commercial. Let's go to the next one. Okay, we want to talk about at Dan Wootton. Hey Daily effing Mail. People are not going to fall for this distraction garbage. You have a predator on your payroll and we want justice. At Dan Wootton expose, there's this. Alright, so let's see here. Again, there's a screenshot. Harry and Meghan asked to return on Air Force One with Biden after Queen's funeral. Oh my god.
So that I may talk. Squirrel.
These people make up all sort of nonsense. Oh my god. Alright, let's start all over. Harry and Meghan asked to return on Air Force One with Biden after Queen's funeral but were denied. And Jill didn't attend Invictus Game to avoid upsetting the royals. Wait a second. Oh, so that was last year, Invictus. Okay, so Sussex's attempt to become US political players faltering. Oh my god, no spare room. Those people, why on earth will Harry and Meghan ask that? Harry and Meghan stay in London longer than the Bidens, for one thing, and why would they want to fly to the DC area and take another flight when they could fly home directly? As always, British tabloid are trash. Oh my god, the Daddy Man knows better. However, they want clicks and they want to distract from them with an sample. Alright, why will attend the Invictus Game upset the royals? It's one of the few good things a British royal has done. Exactly. Alright. Oh god. I don't time to educate the uneducated, but I will say this. William royal family flight over who is more popular, and Victor's put Harry at the top of the heap and they hate it. Try to be informed. Okay, my time is precious. Sheesh. Alright, so okay, why will attend the Invictus Game upset? Okay, so there's that. Okay, why will Harry and Meghan want to fly to Maryland when they need to get to California? LOL. The other day I was doing what video I was doing? Oh, Meghan's co-star whose birthday is on the same day as Meghan, Abigail, right? And then I put the map of the United States where Abigail was born and where Meghan was born. So it's something like that. The Biden will be on the East Coast and Meghan will be on the West Coast. Why would Meghan fly to Harry and Meghan fly to DC? To be fair, the Daily Mail knows this. They want clicks. That's their only goal. It's not important to them to tell the truth or make sense. Alright, so next tweet. They just want distraction, but the distraction is not working because they have abused that that blueprint so much on Harry and Meghan. Now that they need it for themselves, it's not working. So the squad already know the game. Okay, squaddies, we are not the only one. Nobody understand Karens make mumbles. I remember put that on my community board for you. All right, she black the person information. Royal fans rage at Daniel Craig and Rachel Weisz for snubbing Princess Kate at Wimbledon. They could understand her. Okay, there's this. Daniel Craig fans rage at mumbling Kate, who is that woman, interrupting him watching the tennis. One onlooker asked, when asked what she said, Mr. Craig said, I don't know, she was mumbling and I couldn't understand a word. Oh my god, there's the squad coming out. Nobody understand her. Oh my god, there's the squad. We knew it. Okay, I mean, if James Bond can understand you, there is no hope. KKK and conversation with, well, anybody. There's that. People are laughing. Auntie Maureen was complaining that Daniel and Rachel were rude to not stand up when McMurden approached them because she's the future queen, of course. There's the laugh. I have second-hand embarrassment for this role. You are not a superior being, human. Okay, I swear, since the coronation, I've seen more seething anger from non-squaddies. It has long been a myth that many hate Meghan Markle. It's a loud, unhinged minority power by the British media and social media. Many love the British royal family. Not true. They respected the Queen. They tolerate the rest till they didn't have to. Not true what she said. Sorry, Mr. Craig. Her personal translator is not available for the tennis match because she can't afford to buy her own ticket. Oh, I see. The translator didn't show up because she will have to buy her own ticket. She interrupting them like they were there to see her, not watching the tennis. It doesn't look like Daniel Craig was even looking at her. He's looking straight ahead. Yeah, they came to... Oh my god, that's just... Remember a couple of videos ago, I was talking about the tabloid who claimed that Kate was because she's there, she's the one who bring all the celebrities and to come and watch the match. So this they came to watch the match, but they don't care about her. Okay, Mumbolina. Alright, so let's go to the next tweet. And the other thing that I see here is that the Brits, they're demanding respect, but they're not willing to give respect. You understand what I mean? They always want to be above everybody, but they're not willing to humble themselves to show respect, basic decency. My goodness. I want to finish now. I wasn't expecting to really record anything today, but my husband is not going to be home tomorrow. He's going to be in the office, so I want to use the time to edit. Lies and distraction won't make this go away. Murdoch junk. Alright, GB News Store. Then Wootton unmasked and cashed for sexual images catfishing scandal. So there's the byline thing here. Alright, so that should have been with the other one at the beginning. Okay, there's the tweet that is deleted regarding Nacho, who said, was it page 6? Okay, they deleted it. So they're saying here, it's not gonna distract us from this. This is the story. Alright, page 6, I put the thing about Harry and Meghan. There's the marriage on the rock, and then Nacho responded and said that's BS. Okay, so that was supposed to be at the beginning, so I missed it. Alright, next tweet, and this is my last one. Whenever Omid Scobie is talked about, they say Harry and Meghan's cheerleader, friend and mouthpiece. How come Piers Morgan and then Wootton aren't being presented as, quote, the royal family cheerleaders, friend and mouthpieces? They're always boasting about their ends with KP.
I would like to know who that royal was. I want to know, when was that conversation?
I think that needs to be provided. That needs to be provided. You heard from anyone in the palace thanking you for the, serious defense of them?
I've had some messages communicated to me on behalf of several members of the royal family.
Upper level
I'm very
people?
grateful that Well, I'm not going to go into who it was, but what I would say is gratitude that somebody was standing up for them.
Alright, because there is actual proof that he was their spokesperson. His book, When Queen Elizabeth II Was Gravely Ill, okay? And what's that? Finding Freedom, okay? That's Omid's book. He was talking to what's the communication? I put the screenshot. What's his name? The communication direct who? Oh my God. Jason Kunoff, okay? He spoke with Jason Kunoff. Who knows what Jason Kunoff told him? Because Meghan set an appointment, contacted Jason Kunoff to set a meeting to talk about Omid's book. At that time, they did not know the name of the book, and that's where Omid was doing research for his book. Okay, there's a possibility Omid wrote a whole bunch of questions for Meghan to respond, and then Meghan was gonna respond to those question, in my humble opinion, and then through that, it wasn't directly with Omid, it's through Jason Kunoff. Jason Kunoff was the middleman. So
Royal correspondent and ABC News contributor Omid Scobie says he's hoping his new book, Finding Freedom, will finally offer a true picture of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
The book seems to tell their story almost in their voices. Did they give their approval? Did they somehow weigh in?
I know there's a lot of speculation about the couple having sort of given secret interviews for the book and having weighed in, but it really couldn't be further from the truth.
It's not that, okay? So don't try to say your nonsense. All right, let's go. I'll go into that. Okay, so he responded back to her here and said, Angela Levine wrote a book about Camilla. Is her biographer. Does she speak for Camilla then? All right. Because in the latter, the case is actually true. Okay, let's go into that. Okay, there's this I read already. It's possible you can deny that when the Queen's health was failing, that the first person to speak about Harry and Meghan was Omid, who then changed his tune when Harry was told no, Meghan wasn't invited. Okay, I'm not sure. Where is that coming from? Okay, are they making... Okay, I was talking about way before the Queen's health was deteriorated, before Prince Philip died. Okay, so let me leave this alone. This is nonsense they're spewing. Okay, nonsense. All right, so this was my last tweet. There was something Omid wrote. Okay, if I let me type Omid, and I put it on my community board. Oh, bingo, there it is. Perfect. All right, let me take the... And this will be my last tweet. Okay. Oh, that's why it didn't appear on my like, because I didn't put a like on it, but I took screenshot of it. I'm not sure everyone realizes what kind of an outlet Radar is. If you believe the site Marriage on the Rocks nonsense, then you also believe their other royal scope. All right, so he's pretty much telling you this is just BS. Okay. So Radar is saying here, Prince William and Kate fighting after he failed to defend her against Harry's memoir attacks. They have terrible roles. Okay, there's another nonsense. Bow down. Kate and Camilla had a blazing blowout after Elizabeth's death. Power as Queen concert went straight to her head. Probably. I wonder when they wrote this, because I would like to know if it was just to distract from the Dan Wootton thing. I don't know. Prince Andrew's ex Fergie begs for Kate to help sway King Charles' eviction order. She's expected to be heard. Queen Camilla's feud with Kate Middleton reaching a boiling point as royal wives butt heads before King Charles' coronation, sources claim. Alright, so this is just BS. I saw it and I was thinking about it, but I can't find it. So pretty much I didn't put a like to it for it to appear on my like folder. Okay, you never felt the need to debunk those other scoop though. Only this one. Why? I love this, his response. Okay, did any mainstream outlet pick up on those stories and present the need to comment? No, scuttle off now. It's like, go away. Anyway, that's that. Let me not go into that, because this is just nonsense, and I thought I added into the video because I put it on my community board. All right, so let's do a prayer. Prayer for what? Let the blind see, maybe? Okay, let's see here. Okay. I'm so scared. I do not want to become blind. Come to my rescue, dear Lord. Touch my eyes with your powerful hands and help me to see clearly. Alright. Let's pick an image, see what comes. Okay, let's do this one. Lord, don't let my desires blind me to your will. Give me peace with whatever your plan is. Okay, let's stick with that. Alright, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Alright, so that's it.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better